Hey everyone, my name is lindsaysemilla. I am residing in the beautiful Denver, Colorado, um, what I've been calling the new Mecca. People are making pilgrimages here all the time. Lots of really high vibes and lots of changes and things like that going on, and it's been quite a journey. I love the downtown energy. I'm a city dweller, so here I am, and I am a fully committed member of the ground crew. I definitely am just 100% in for the global transition movement, and I have quite a few cards to lay on the table. One of the cards, as you can see, is right behind me. I'm an artist. This is actually a card, a playing card I call the Queen of Stars, and it's about the journey through the spiritual path. Um, Lots of blessings and challenges and symbology and opportunities to create in the collective consciousness. And so I'm going to bring that. I represent and embody that painting, and um, want to share my art with the world, but I also have a really deep skill of articulation. I have the ability to take really complex thoughts and simplify them in a way that a lot of people can understand. I also direct channel information from people's spirits, which is really, really fun on a more transcendent level. But the way that I'm going to apply that is I've been working with Jan and Brett for the last couple of months and on my own for the entirety of the winter on an aspect of the global transition plan that is the practical first steps of implementation. So it's basically what I've been calling a business plan for humanity. And I've been creating a really clear and concise description of the narrative of our activities. So basically, a proposal saying, when you sponsor us, these are the things that we're going to do right away. A lot of investors and things like that could be a little bit wary of communities like ours because they're like, oh, those hippies, they're just going to him and haw about it and never make any decisions, and then everything that I'm going to do is going to go to waste. So, and I've seen this happen. So, I know that we're all committed and driven and inspired and focused, and we have all the solutions and everything that we need. So, what I'm doing is taking the narrative of our solutions and case studies and proof in the pudding, if you will, of that it works and that it is working. And I am putting that into a 1 to 3 year design implementation plan that shows what it is that we're going to do. So, what structures are we going to build? How are we going to reach out to the community? How are we going to address bioregional food production in very, very clear, concise thoughts? So I feel like this is a super profound gift that is coming through me, and I feel really, really honored to be able to share that with you all. And articulate these things, and I'm totally a co-creator, and so I love interacting and getting everybody's ideas because it's not coming from me, it's a part of the collective, and I just happen to have a finesse with words on paper, so I started doing that, and it's actually something that I didn't ever expect to do. I went to school for sustainable design and architecture and painting, double majored, and graduated in 2010. And I really had a huge passion my entire time that I was in school. I was like, I want to rebuild the cities. I want to redesign them, regenerate them, and make them so they're harmonious so that we can reserve and conserve the nature that is left, and also give our dear mother a little bit of room to breathe, while allowing the people in the city some room to breathe too. So that has been like a huge passion. I graduated and the economy was down and the market was competitive and the job search was super competitive, and I'm a collaborator. So I said, not my speed, not my style. And so I decided to just travel the world and see what it was I was going to be designing for, and learn more about the world around me before I started building permanent structures. And through those journeys, I found my way to a crew of visionaries that, um, through my friend and I, we spent a day of prayer to express to Spirit that we wanted to create sacred space for all beings and bring the space that we created for ourselves to everyone in our community. And that immediately manifested into creating sacred space at festivals. So I've been building a temple space at different festivals with dear beloved friends of mine, and holding space for everybody who's experiencing that intensity of transformation and stimulation and intoxication. We hold clear space for people to connect with themselves and spirit and one another. And so that journey was absolutely amazing. It has been, still continues to be absolutely incredible. And it has given me so many collaborative skills. It was the very first group of people that I ever worked in that wasn't a hierarchy. We all had beautiful skills to bring to the table. Nobody was in charge. Nobody still continues to be in charge. And depending on the situation, we all rise up based on our abilities into leadership positions. And so that experience was an absolutely amazing embodiment of the ideals and the feelings that we are bringing to the table collectively. So I have a really, really beautiful lotus dome chakra ascension portal that is a temporary leave no trace structure that shades and provides space for healings and workshops and yoga and all sorts of good juicy stuff. So I can also build that anywhere there's teepee poles and PVC pipe and bicycle rims. It's basically all that it's made out of. So it's really, really cool. Myself and a friend of mine designed it together, and it's just been bringing joy and blessings to the festival community since 2012. So, other than that, let's see. I have art. I have sacred space. Oh yeah, that was the rest of my story. So, I did all of that stuff. I still wanted to affect the cities, and I didn't know how to get involved in the architecture community without experience right outside of college and having an internship and all of this kind of stuff. I'm super passionate. I create hyper functional designs. I see the Tetris of space. I'm a Tetris master, and I just can see the way that functionality fits with with each other, and it's really, really fun, beautiful puzzle solving for me. So I'm kind of hemming and hawing and not knowing what I'm going to do with all of this, and I'm creating space. That was how I was expressing my spatial aptitude, is creating the sacred space at festivals. And I decided in 2014 to move to Oregon from Colorado to start homesteading and living off the grid and living on a permaculture farm with my friends, like everybody has always said that they wanted to do. And when I was out there, even though my surroundings were perceivably perfect, I was unsettled in a way that I've never been unsettled before. I was just shaken up. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I felt like I didn't have any direction, or that what I was doing wasn't exactly aligned with my life path. And I'm living out in the middle of the woods in Oregon and not doing much. And so, except for I was farming and learning how to, work the earth and coming into contact with it. But so I went out to Central America on like a vision quest of sorts to try to figure out what the heck was going on in my spirit and why I was feeling so unsettled about planting my roots in that place. And when I was down there, I had a moment of just absolute rapturous epiphany is the only way that I can describe it. And in that moment, I surrendered to my truth that the reason why I was feeling unsettled was because I don't belong in Oregon, that the work that I had to do is in Denver. And in that moment, when I surrendered, it was like a well or dam of truth just was released and just washed over my entire body. And I just received this super crazy, super powerful download, which began with the 12-pointed star, which we're all really familiar with. And this is like the initial image. It was just like, boom, like fully in my field. And I was just like, what is that? And then the rest of it was just so much that I couldn't really integrate it and understand it for a while. And this was over the winter of 2015. And I received that in a meditation. I lead guided meditations and do yoga nidra and other healing practices when I'm called to. But so I got the message, the 12-pointed star, the light body activation meditation, and I took the rest home to integrate. I very soon after moved back to Colorado, saying goodbye to what was going to be the rest of my life, homesteading in Oregon, and came back to Denver on a whim, and not a whim, but like with no assurance of what I was going to be doing, and was just fully received and supported and taken care of, and reconnected with the community here, and just started getting to work, integrating and just putting on paper everything that I received in the jungle. And I started writing it out, and I met a friend of mine, Brian Dickinson, who is a permaculture man up at Turtle Island Ecology Center just north of Denver here. And I was like, hey, I need you to read this. Like, this is really important. And he read it, and he was like, this sounds exactly like what this community that I'm working with, Star Tribe Alliance, is doing. And I was like, awesome, let's share this. And I started talking to more and more people. And then another friend of mine was like, oh my gosh, the 12-pointed star structure, there's another organization that's using the same structure. They're called United Earth. You should check them out. And so I did, and it was like I just started crying because the dream is so unified and it's global because it was being received on the other side of the world. And so the synchronicities continued to abound, and I connected to the United Earth and talked to Nicholas Luck, and he told me to go to a synergy forum that was happening in Loveland, Colorado, and Jan just so happened to be there, and it's just absolutely beautiful and uncanny the way that everything was harmonizing. And then I got to see Barbara Marx Hubbard 12-faceted wheel of co-creation, and I was just like, the 12 is so up in the house. This is like how we're manifesting heaven on earth. It's so connected, and it's just in the collective consciousness. And so I guess just to sum it up, I'm taking the symbols of our collective consciousness and these messages that we receive to help co-create our new myths. We're writing a new story. Every story that we tell that is aligned with the highest truth is a story that can nurture and feed the collective consciousness. into a greater awakening. And so I'm taking my wisdom of alchemical symbols. I'm a student of alchemy and mythology and um, other magical arts and things like that. So I'm taking the spiritual symbolic aspect and all of these shared stories and these shared metaphors and these shared archetypes that we have cross-culturally and integrating them into a new symbology and a new language and helping all of you divine beings co-create our new mythology. Or basically rewriting the Bible. We're creating new stories of connection with divinity through our unique individual expression. And so I honor each and every one of you's unique expression of divinity because we all are so beautiful and different and unique and a part of the one. And so I'm so happy to create this language. I'm doing it so I can have this rainbow bridge in my heart that is really committed to connecting the people who need this information the most with the communion of pioneering souls, which all of us are. And yeah, I think that is probably going to be it. I feel pretty complete. You can email me at lindsaysemilla at gmail.com. It's LINDSAYSEMILLA at Gmail. Or you can go to lindsaysemilla.com and see my website, which will be updated very soon. Has a little bit of this and that, some more of my art and things like that. And yeah, I'm so honored to be in your presence and to work with you to bring heaven on earth, because we're living it every day and it's spreading like the cleansing wildfire that it is. So I love you all. Many blessings, grace and gratitude. Goodbye.